This is Andy Staples for SI.com. I'm here in Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina. We're about 8 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday night. It was very, very loud. And by a few minutes after kickoff, it was very, very quiet.
When we were on the field, that first snap, it was loud. We started smiling. And I said, guys, we don't play against noise. We playing against the Clemson Tigers, and we played our hearts out.
Florida State destroyed Clemson 51-14, and the Seminoles staked their claim to the ACC Atlantic Division, and now they're on the road, possibly to an ACC title, maybe to compete for a national title, because they certainly looked like one of the best teams in the country on Saturday night. Quarterback Jameis Winston did not play like a redshirt freshman. He threw for 444 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception, which Florida State coach Jimbo Fisher was quick to point out was not the fault of Jameis Winston, but of a defective headset that caused quarterbacks coach Randy Sanders to send in the wrong signal. So that's it. That's his big mistake, and it wasn't even his fault. 444 yards on the road against a very good Clemson team. Don't look at the result and think Clemson stinks. This was a big win for Florida State. The Florida State defense came up huge. They forced a fumble on the first play from scrimmage.
And you see on the first play, the defense came out and created that turnover. And I think, that just showed this team, okay, we said it, now we're doing it.
Later in the first quarter, LaMarcus Joyner hits Taj Boyd, forces another fumble. Mario Edwards Jr., defensive end, picks it up, scoops and scores. I can't call it a fat guy touchdown because he's 6'3", 277, and he's really not that fat. Florida State was fantastic in this game. It's still a fairly young team. There's a lot of guys that were on that ACC championship team last year, but if you look at that offense, you got a lot of juniors around Jameis Winston, who is a redshirt freshman. But this team looked as good as an Alabama, as an Oregon. If you watch the rest of college football on Saturday, you know anything can happen. You know there's no guarantee that Florida State wins out the rest of the season. But on Saturday night, the Seminoles looked like one of the best teams in the country when they made Death Valley go quiet. For SI.com, I'm Andy Staples.